Stand by for ludicrous speed.
Okay, my dear Greg Saunders.
Gregory.
Eagle looking great. You're go.
Greg Saunders.
Greg Saunders.
Greg Saunders!
Wow. Hey, great.
I got it.
We interrupt this sound file to bring you a terrifying announcement.
Are you aware that you're leaking coolant at an alarming rate?
Show us the skills that have made you a media darling.
Well, I'm glad we got all that out in the open.
Ladies and gentlemen, this is the Saturday Morning Stateline Show.
Take that off. Hey, you know, when you're a kid, you remember this time? Oh, I got to fix that. I definitely got to fix that. All right. You know, when you're a kid, Tom, you completely think that coffee got to be the most adult drink, right?
Sure.
As a teenager, you think alcohol, that's the cool adult drink.
That's right.
And then you become an adult and realize all along, it's water. Water is the ultimate adult drink.
I was going to go with Metamucil. But water works.
You're
right.
going to go with Metamucil. I'm going to go with the headphones because that's just too darn loud this morning. My name's Greg. He name's Tom. It's your Saturday morning Stateline show on this 4th day of December, the year 2021, the latest it's ever been.
In the history of mankind.
Tom, you sound a little different today. You're not on your typical machine.
No, I could not find my computer. I do not know what happened to it. And I have my brand new computer that I bought about two and a half weeks ago. Haven't set it up for Zoom because I figured I'll just use my little black, it's a Lenovo ThinkPad. I'll use that for my Zoom. And now I downloaded the Zoom, but somehow I didn't have the right connection. I got the right passcode. I got all my information here, but it didn't let me do it. And I just didn't have time. So I'm on my phone this morning.
That's all right. We can hear you just fine. So that's good.
Good.
Let's see. If I point this way and I'm pointing at Tom, at least on YouTube, and your cat's over there hanging out with you. That's
that
cool.
way.
You got your cat over your shoulder. I got my poster over my shoulder.
Yeah, that's Remy.
Remy's hanging out with us this morning.
Yep.
How's your week, buddy?
My week was very busy as usual. It just same old thing. It's my week is so boring, mundane, routine. There's nothing boring or mundane about it, but it is definitely routine. It's the same thing every single week. Nothing changes. I'm kind of in one of those ruts, I guess.
Tom's in a funk.
Yeah.
Well, good thing
Not
you
in
got
a bad way.
You got this
It's
show to
called
look
life.
forward to.
Yes, I do.
That helps.
And then I have and so I can do it on my phone, confined to my little chair here. Although I'm on Bluetooth headset, so I could get up and walk around. That would be interesting. I could take my phone and I could walk around and give you a tour of the place.
Freak out your cat a little bit this morning. Well,
oh, absolutely.
Before we get into all my shout outs for this morning, we got a big number of the week. And it is a big number. I think Tom will be happy. This week's big number is 50 million. Yeah, right on. 50 million. 50, not 15. No, 50 million. Our answer this week is Sainsbury or syrup. Sainsbury or syrup. We'll give you the answer.
So Sainsbury is spelled with an S.
With an S.
Okay.
With an S. Sainsbury. Sainsbury.
Okay.
Sounds very nice, doesn't it? Have you been to Sainsbury, my good fellow?
Oh. Yes, I went there to get some syrup.
Yes. Oh, you might be onto something. All right.
Oh, hey.
Well, no. I purposely, when I pick the big number of the week each week, and then I pick the answers, my first choice this week, the answers were one of those where it could have gone either way. And it was like, no, let's try to find something that's definitely completely different.
Kind of like Mike with his trivia, trying to trick us.
I'm not trying. I don't want to have. Hey, that answer went for both. So we got a decent big number this week. Pretty awesome weekend last weekend for Stroll on State.
Yeah, I was down there for a little bit. Saw the fireworks.
Good for you. I was down there for the parade, and I didn't stay for the rest of the day. Followed the rest of the festivities vicariously through friends and family that went down there, and all the social media posts and such that were going on. But the parade, from all accounts, was without a hitch. Everything was wonderful. Lots of balloons. The guy who wants to be a dentist from the cartoon, from Misfit Toys. Which Christmas show is that?
Wasn't it the Island of Misfit Toys?
Well, that's part of the show, but it's Kris Kringle.
Okay.
It's almost a claymation type cartoon show.
I think I remember it.
Why can't I think of the name of that show? It's been too long. Anyway,
and I can't Google it because my phone is in use.
There you go. That'll keep you from Googling. No, but anyway, the little green elf guy who wants to be a dentist, he was behind us in the parade. I was walking with the Starlight Theater folks, and our box truck was dressed up as a great big gift. And I kept saying, ho, 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 come to the show, Christmas at Starlight Theater, come see the best Christmas pageant ever, which is right here, in case you haven't noticed. Best Christmas pageant ever, December 9th through the 12th and 16th through the 19th, Rock Valley College, Starlight Theater, cabin on the stage. You'll be warm. It's not a cold show.
They serving hot chocolate?
I believe we'll be selling and serving hot chocolate and popcorn. But for those that have never been to a Starlight Traditions show at Starlight Theater, it's done on the stage with the doors closed. So we're not using the seats outside in the theater. Everything's inside, and you're kept warm. So at times it's almost too warm, but come dressed appropriately, because it's going to be cold when you get there. But you'll probably be holding your coat on your lap. Rather.
Yeah, I was going to say, wear a coat, wear a sweater, and you can pare down as you need to. Yeah.
Absolutely. High energy show, lots of fun. You're really going to enjoy it. If you missed it, the kids were on channel 23 yesterday morning. And they did a little number from the show without the costumes and without some of the props, but you're going to see a whole lot more at the show when it opens this Thursday night. Get your tickets now. RVC, Starlight Theater. You don't want to miss it. We had such a great rehearsal last night, Tom. It really went well, which was great because the night before the rehearsal was just blah. It just did nothing. It didn't really click too well. But last night really, really, really went well. We all left there very encouraged about what we're going to perform. So Stroll on State was last weekend. Seemed to go very, very well. The parade also went very well.
The fireworks were really good.
Fireworks were big.
Yeah.
Launched them
I
off.
kept telling everybody that walked by, we're down there on the river sitting on a cold stoop. Everybody that walked by said, man, this is the coldest 4th I've ever seen.
That's a good one.
Yeah.
What else? Sometimes when I write my notes, I can't read them myself.
Yeah.
And I was going to say something else about Starlight, but anyway, we're really excited to put on the show this coming week. Parade, Stroll Center. I'll tell you, I can sum up, besides all my rehearsal stuff this last week, which every night this last week we were in rehearsals. This week could be summed up as 4 closings and a funeral. That was my week. I literally had 4 closings and a funeral. A friend of the family who passed away a couple weeks ago, my mother-in-law and I attended the funeral of Betty Patton. Betty was a parent of MJ, who MJ went to school with my kids all through school years at Christian Life School. And so she was one of those parents you could always count on to ask the question. If anyone wasn't going to ask a question, she would ask the question. So it was always great to co-parent with her, if you will, with our kids through school, because if clarity was needed, Betty was going to get clarity. And so it was always great to have her around and be a part of raising the kids. I believe she was 63 or 4. I think 64. I don't know exactly what she passed from, but she did pass here a couple weeks ago, just before Thanksgiving. So our condolences to MJ and the rest of Betty's friends and family. And what a wonderful turnout there at Delahunty Funeral Home here in Loves Park to honor the life of Betty Patton. And then the closings this week, they were all just different. An investor closing on a property, a family moving from Wisconsin to Illinois for a job, buying a really great house up in Roscoe. I had a Rockford closing yesterday, and a another Roscoe close, a couple of Roscoe closings and a couple of Rockford closings this week with all different scenarios, all different situations. A lot of happy buyers. Was supposed to have 5 this week. I was so excited because I can't remember if in my 8+ years of real estate, if I've ever had 5 closings in a single week. I know I've had 3. I know I've had 3. I think I've had 4 before, but I'm pretty sure I've never had 5 in one week before. And one of them had a little financing glitch that has to push it back to next week. So it's still going to close next week. But what are you going to do?
Well, now you still have your goal out there of 5. So now maybe next week is your 5.
It's not something I plan. It's not something you can really plan. I mean, because every buyer and seller situation is unique, you have to make closing work for both parties. And that has nothing to do with the realtors or the loan officers. It kind of does with the lending situation with the bank, obviously, and financing. But when it comes down to it, the seller and the buyer have to agree on the closing date. And it just worked out that there was a lot this week. And 2 are in the end of November and 2 are in the beginning of December. And here we are on the 4th day already of December. Before you know it, we'll be at Christmas. Did it kind of just dawned on me this week too, Tom, that Christmas Day falls on a Saturday.
Wow. Are we doing our show?
I'm at first I was like, well, of course we're not going to do a show. And then I thought, well, why not? Why don't we jump on for even just 15 minutes or so, or half an hour and say Merry Christmas to each other and have a little hot cocoa.
Yeah, what we could do is do an entire show and actually maybe make it a Christmas themed show, obviously, and maybe reflect on past Christmases, maybe do some Christmas trivia or something like that. And then this way, it's a show that people could actually watch. You could send it out and say, enjoy this segment, Christmas. I'll make up a Christmas trivia.
That would be fun. I also went back and looked at last year's show right before Christmas, and you and I read the night before. It was the night before Christmas.
Yeah, we did. That's right. You sent me a copy of it.
It's recorded. It's right there on Facebook. I could replay that. And that was my kind of where I left off. I thought was, okay, if nothing else, I'll just jump on and replay that and wish everyone a Merry Christmas and move on with my day. But if you want to jump
on, I'll be there with you.
With
you. And why don't we do that then? I'll make up some Christmas trivia and I can quiz you and Joann.
There we go.
Or you make up Christmas trivia and the winner gets a point.
Then I got to start giving myself points. That'd be kind of fun. How can we do that? Now you'd have to do that. Joanne's jumping.
No. You do the trivia, and then I will go against Joanne, and then because her and I are the one doing the points for the breakfast.
Okay.
That's all right. I'd rather do the trivia myself. you and Joanne can fight it out for a $5 Culver's gift card or something.
Yum.
$5 at Culver. It might get you like 7 fries.
Hey, those concretes at Culver's, man. I think they have a special peppermint one too that they do every Christmas holiday, if I remember right. Some kind of type of
peppermint chip or something, peppermint mocha. I don't know.
Just throw one of those mini candy canes in your blender with the vanilla ice cream or vanilla custard. You're good to go.
Yeah, there you go.
Anything else to throw out there this week? Like I said, my week was pretty much consumed with rehearsals, 4 closings, and a funeral. Oh, I had to fix a sink this week too. That was kind of fun.
Wow.
You know when you go underneath like a kitchen sink, there's a special type of ring that some sink drains use that you have to have a special tool to get off.
Right. Yeah.
And I tried doing that, and it was so stuck that it wasn't going to happen. I ended up having to loosen up, take out the rubber seal, and then using like a channel locks and like ripping the thing apart.
Oh no.
I had to get destructive to replace the stupid kitchen sink drain thing. That was interesting. I was so thankful when it finally worked to get that thing out. So the big win, forget everything else. The big win this week was the kitchen sink drain replaced.
Yeah. Yep.
And I didn't have to call a plumber.
Yeah. Plumber would have done it in about 45 minutes and says, I'll just charge you $30, but you probably took about 6 hours and about $45 worth of materials. So
that makes me think now. I probably spent.
I'm just messing. A plumber would have been about 125 probably.
For the labor and everything else for a plumber, that sort of thing. It had to be, it would have been, $100 to $200 somewhere in that range. But between gas and materials, I probably spent $40 or $50 on that. And then the couple hours it took me to get it done. So it's done. It's all done. Anything else this week before we move on? Joanne's ready to jump in at any time. And because we don't have any guests today, we might even finish on time today. That would be interesting. We rarely finish at 9 o'clock.
Well, I don't know how much Packer football we talked last week, but I definitely want to talk some Packer football.
We can talk some Packer football. The game, were you surprised at all by the game?
No, I wasn't surprised by the outcome. What I was surprised by is the fact that they were up 36 to 17. They went for 2 to make it 38 to 17, which is 21-point lead. Fine. I get it. I get the math there. But it was third quarter. Just go up 20. Just go up 20.
That was interesting.
I would have liked to have seen them just kick the extra point, and then letting them come back the way they did was a little bit scary. It was an 8-point game. It essentially ended up being a 1-score game, but that was with 20 seconds left. There was no way they were going to win the game, but it made it closer than it seemed.
Well,
and that's the thing that bothers me. I want the killer instinct.
Right.
I want Bill Belichick's killer instinct. Put them away, go for broke. When you're up 36 to 17, you get the ball back. Don't get conservative. And that's what they did. They ended up giving LA back the ball 2 separate times before the third time that they scored. 2 times where one was an interception, one was a punt. And no, stop that. You get the ball back, you go for it. You've got Aaron Rodgers back there.
Well, I mean, that is kind of why they went for that 2-point conversion too. Because those who were listening to the radio call, which I think at that time I was listening to the radio call in the third quarter, I believe it was the third quarter when Wayne Larrivee said, "And there's your third quarter dagger." He called it that early.
Yeah.
And that's a little bit of a risk at any game. In the third quarter. So going for 2, maybe the coach heard the dagger call and said, "Ooh, we better get the 2 points and make it a true dagger," and he didn't get it.
Yeah. Okay, so if I ever have the absolute pleasure of talking to Wayne Larrivee, I'm going to ask him this question. Maybe you can answer. You probably, I love Wayne Larrivee. Best in the business.
He's good.
And I will always listen to Wayne Larrivee when I get a chance. But if I'm watching the game on TV, I want to watch the game and then the announcers that match up to the game. I don't know. I probably could switch it to Larrivee and listen. That might not be a bad idea. But anyway, I want to know if he's ever said, "There is your dagger," and then all of a sudden the Packers lose.
And that's a good question.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think he's He usually saves it for the fourth quarter on a score or turnover. That definitely seals the deal. But this last game, he called it in the third quarter with that pick six.
Mm-hmm. I know. And if he's done it then, he's probably done it before. And I'm wondering, hey, look, crazy things have happened. Remember the NFC Championship game. Sorry to dig up old wounds. I think it was 2014. Yeah. We're up 19-7. Julius Peppers I'm sorry, it wasn't Julius Peppers. Julius Peppers was the one that says, get down. So he didn't fumble. And I don't know if he said, there's your dagger. We're going to the Super Bowl. And then all of a sudden they lost.
That would have been one that would have been very tempting to say. You're right about that. Gosh.
Mm-hmm.
And if you do it in that game and it doesn't pan out, you bury the dagger call forever, right? So maybe
for the most part,
I'd be hesitant to ever dig out the dagger call again after having that epic of a mess.
Yeah, unless you're up 34-10 and there's a minute and a half left and you just punted, you just recovered a fumble or something like that. Now you can do it, but
I'm looking at the Packers actual Packers news website, path to the playoffs, and you know what the Packers magic number is now?
Probably 1.
It's 3.
3.
The Packers are 9.
So any combination of Packers win and Vikings loss, or
Packers 9-3, Vikings are 5-6. So the Packers are the only winning team.
Okay, but you said to the playoffs.
Let's see.
Or do you mean division title?
Packers magic number to clinch the NFC North is 3. There we go. Now I read it correctly.
Right. Because they're I'm not sure right now that they could not be in the playoffs with 9 wins.
Yeah.
Because you've got guys on the outskirts right now. In fact, the LA Rams 7. They've got the advantage over the Rams and the Cardinals. So whoever wins that division, the other one, they have the advantage over because they beat them both. So anyway, whoa. Look at that.
I'm just gonna relax over here.
Yeah, there you go. That looks so comfortable. Nonetheless, they win. They don't win today. They don't play tomorrow. They don't play tomorrow.
It's the bye week.
Vikings do. So if the Vikings lose, then next week, with a Vikings loss and a Packers win, the Packers can clinch the division.
Let's see. Green Bay is a half game back of the 9-2 Arizona Cardinals for the top record in the entire conference.
Right.
The top record is the only team that will get a bye week in the postseason, which I think it's a good change. I'm happy with that.
Mm-hmm.
Only team to get a bye week in the playoffs is the top team in the conference, period.
That's why it's so important. And they already have the tiebreaker over the Cardinals and over the Rams.
They
got a better record.
Match the records of either of those two teams right now, and they'll be good.
Right. The only one that scares me now might be Dallas, but they're 8-4. But Tampa is Tampa 9-3 or 8-3?
Tampa's 8-3, so they're right in the hunt. Dallas is 8-4, so they're still in the hunt. I mean, they're all still in the hunt, technically speaking. So
right.
Arizona, Tampa, Dallas, LA, San Francisco, or not San Francisco. They're 6-5, so they probably are really considered in the hunt.
They're out. They're not. They're a wild card team, and that's it.
Yeah. Oh my goodness.
Okay, so the Packers' remaining schedule, bye week this week. Then they come back and they play Chicago. That's in Green Bay. Then they go play Baltimore in Baltimore. Then they play Cleveland. I think I've got those two right. Then they play Cleveland in Green Bay, and that should be a win. And I think the Baltimore one probably will be a win. Then you end the season with Minnesota and Detroit. Minnesota's at home. Yeah, Minnesota. Minnesota's at home, and then Detroit's on the road. It doesn't matter. You could play it in William Clay Ford's backyard, and it wouldn't matter. Although he's no longer with us, so his backyard is a cemetery.
Is anybody truly? just hear me out. Is anybody truly excited about the Packers Bears game a week from this Sunday night?
I am because
Okay.
the Packers have much more riding on it.
True.
They can't lose because right now you're fighting for number one throughout. And they can't lose a game. They cannot lose a game the rest of the way out unless Arizona loses a game or two. I mean, they could go 13-4 and win the overall as long as Arizona only goes 13-4. Tampa has to lose a couple more, but there are 5 games left, and for some 6 games left. So, I don't know.
It's a Sunday night.
It's going to be very interesting
Game in Green Bay.
Yeah. I don't think, but look, it's a rivalry. Chicago always plays well. This is their Super Bowl. This is their chance to send Matt Nagy out on a win, because regardless of how good a coach he may or may not be, he's still very well liked by his players. And I think they're going to play for him. And I think they're going to, look, coach, we can't win the Super Bowl this year. We can't get the playoffs this year, but we can beat those Green Bay Packers. We can throw a monkey wrench into even if we can get them out of home field advantage. That's a very good possibility. And they do have some talent on that team. Although Khalil Mack's out for the year, Hakeem Hicks is suspect every week. So I honestly do not think the Bears are going to win, let alone even give them a good game. I really think it's going to be, I don't want to say a blowout, but I think a fairly well-managed game, probably 31-14, maybe. 31
Who's back on
13.
defense for the Packers after the bye week? Is Zadarius back? Maybe.
I don't know. I don't know if Zadarius is back. I don't know if Jair Alexander is back. They are not out for the season.
They're both at practice. They've both been at practice.
There you go.
At least for a week, if not 2 weeks now. So after the
and we're on a bye this week, so they can recoup.
I'm trying to think what scenario has the Bears even winning that game. And obviously, if the Packers just come in flat, not expecting much of a game, if they don't flip the switch like they need to do at every game, maybe there's a chance. If the Bears get some blocking scheme where the running backs get free now and again and actually run, because that's where the Packers have had problems, especially against Minnesota, is against beating the run game. And that one game that Cook completely destroyed them at Lambeau Field last year.
Oh my God.
I hated that game. It was so sad to watch.
Yeah, I'm not too worried about the Vikings. I think the Vikings defense, their offense is really clicking. Kirk Cousins, he's hit or miss. Did you see what he did last week? He lined up under the guard.
Did he? Yeah.
I think he ended up calling a timeout that they needed.
The running back stepped up and said, "Hey, wrong guy." That was funny.
Yeah, I don't remember exactly how it all worked out, but he ends up under the guard. Yeah, it's that 42, whatever.
Imagine
over a little.
Imagine, Tom. Imagine you are the guard, and the quarterback steps up behind you and does something he's probably never done except for maybe in practice on because they needed you to fill in for the center at some point. You're in a game, and the quarterback taps you on the rear like he'd expect you to hike the ball.
Yeah, like, dude, I don't have the ball.
I'm like, yeah. I don't have, although there's some cool trick plays where they do that and they direct snap to the running back. You've seen that every so often.
Yeah.
So,
because he's in shotgun, so you don't know that the ball's going to the running back. But if you're lined up under the guard, all you got to look and say, whoa, wait a minute, wait. No, I think 32 is getting it. So that's an interesting one. That is a very, very interesting one. I don't know.
Type in trick plays where quarterback lines up under the guard.
Hang out on YouTube for a while and you'll get trick plays and you'll get all kinds of weird stuff. It's cool. Anyway, I do
watch a bunch of that.
Okay, I do not foresee a scenario where the Bears could beat the Packers. Obviously, it could happen any given Sunday, but I don't see it happening. Remember, Aaron Rodgers owns the Bears. That's what he said, right?
There you go.
Well, if you look at the record, and I'm not being flippant here. I'm sorry, Bear fans. I'm not dissing on your team. But if you look at the record, what is he, 26-4 or something? Or 25-4? I don't know, something along. This is an unbelievable record. Brett Favre's was about that as well. The Packers have won like 45 out of the last 53 or 54 meetings. You're gonna have to check my figures. I'm close on them. I don't know exactly.
Right.
But nonetheless, it's a much better organization right now. The Packers are a much better organization. There's no disarray. They're playing good football, and they're doing this without a lot of their stars. I was listening to Colin Cowherd the other day on Fox Sports Radio. I really like his show, and he'll call a spade. He's not necessarily a big fan of the Packers or a big fan of Aaron Rodgers per se, but he was saying something that made a lot of sense. He said, look, Green Bay right now is the number one team in the NFL. They are by power rankings. And he said they're doing this with a lot of injuries, key injuries. And you're right. They are. That's how well coached they are. That's how good the depth is. And that is a
it's a testament to the front office
for Brian Gutekunst. Yeah. He has really built a lot of depth on that team. Oh, by the way, Devondre Campbell, he's been an absolute stud in the middle for linebacking. He's out this week with COVID, so hopefully by next week he's back.
So
couldn't have come at a better time with the bye.
As you mentioned, the remaining schedule, check this out. Bears Sunday Night Football on the 12th. The Ravens at Baltimore was flexed to the 3:00 game. So that'll be prime, basically the game of the week on Sunday, the 19th.
Good.
The Browns on Christmas Day at Lambeau Field.
Yes, Christmas Day.
That's a 3:30
We get a Christmas Day football game.
Wow. Packers, Browns, Heritage NFL teams on Christmas Day at Lambeau Field. What do you bet the snow globe will be falling? The white stuff.
Yeah.
And then the Vikings game is the Sunday night game on the week on January 2nd. So that's another primetime game. And as it sits right now, January 9th, the Lions in Detroit is the noon game. Being that it's Detroit, I doubt it gets flexed anywhere because there will be games with playoff implications. By then, I doubt that game will have any playoff implications at all.
No. The only implications it's going to have is number one draft pick implications for Detroit.
And
that literally will be it.
It might possibly, there's a chance that it would have something to do with the bye for the playoffs. It's possible the Packers might still be playing for that bye week for the playoffs.
And that's very possible, but I don't think that's worthy of giving that Joe Buck and Troy Aikman. I just don't. I mean, I think they were holding their nose doing that Bear-Packer game on Thanksgiving. Like, why are we here? Are you
mean the Bears Lions?
Yeah, what did I say? Bears-Packers?
Yeah.
Bears Lions, yeah. Sorry. I think they were holding their nose and during that game. It was a good game in terms of the final score was 16-14, and it came down to Cairo Santos' field goal at the very end.
Yeah.
So that was great.
And it was
such an ugly game.
All right. Well, hey, let's it's 8:30. Let's check out some SMS info for you today. And do I want to play a little sounder or not? How about this little sounder right here? So, some of these sounders, Tom, get cut off by the wonderful folks at YouTube because they think it's copyrighted. And I own all this stuff. So leave us alone, YouTube. Good morning, Joann.
Good morning.
Good morning, Joann.
A bunch of information to share with you today, and we'll see if any of this stuff rings.
It might get noisy here because we've got like 1 million puppies.
Oh my, okay. Well, if I mute you at some point, you'll know why.
I won't get annoyed.
Before I get into GoRockford.com stuff, CYT Christian Youth Theater is presenting A Christmas Carol this weekend, and if you've ever been to a CYT show, you know how awesome they produce these very near Broadway quality shows where kids are the stars. It's a beautiful situation that they put on every show. And a cold Christmas Eve in London, the miserly, mean-spirited Ebenezer Scrooge is visited by 3 ghosts. We'll tell him a story and check it out. It's today at 2, tonight at 6, and tomorrow at 2 at Hononegah High School Performing Arts Center. And check out CYT's presentation of A Christmas Carol. Festival of Lights, as we mentioned last week, is now up and lit up at Sinisippi Park in Rockford. Drive through that. It's absolutely free.
We went last night and it was awesome.
Beautiful.
It really is awesome. We went last Saturday, I guess it was.
But
Yeah,
I
yeah, yeah, we
remember
did,
that
because we did
walking
that.
part by the, what is that called? I
The
call it
Nicholas-
the lagoon, by the lagoon.
Yeah, Nicholas Conservatory.
That was so beautiful.
They've got a lot of
Yeah.
tunnels you can walk through. It's really, really, it's awesome. It's just made for photos. It's made to be have photo selfies everywhere. Heads up too on the Festival of Lights at Sinisippi Park. Santa is there from 6 to 8 p.m. Tonight and tomorrow night. And then next Friday, Saturday, Sunday, 6 to
Of
8
course, he's
p.m.
collecting money.
Is he? I don't know.
He's collecting the donations.
Santa Claus in the center of Sinisippi Park, waving and saying hello to your family as you roll through. So I think the donation box is at the end, but you might be right. It might be in the middle.
That's where Santa was. I don't know. I thought he was collecting donations. If you want to talk to Santa, make a donation.
So that's
Sure.
happening at
He doesn't
Sinisippi
come
Park.
cheap.
Jewel Mark Nod. Jewel Mark Nod? Does that sound familiar? Our Savior's Lutheran Church, presented by the Erlander Home Museum at Our Savior's Lutheran Church, 3300 Rural Street in Rockford. Jewel Mark Nod is the Swedish Historical Society annual Christmas market. It's today from 9 to 1 in the gymnasium there at Our Savior's Lutheran Church. An entire day shopping the Marknad, vendors of all kinds, Swedish foods, bakery, handmade crafts, a whole lot more. So that is happening today, 9 to 1. Rockton Christmas Walk is this weekend. Today, all day till 9 o'clock. Tomorrow from 10 to 4. Tradition for thousands of area residents. The first weekend of December. The Rockton Christmas Walk. Lots to see with area businesses. They did the lighted parade, or I'm sorry, they are doing the lighted parade tonight. The hot cocoa crawl is Sunday. And check out downtown Rockton for all the fun festivities there. As you mentioned, Nicholas Conservatory and Gardens, they have what they call the Sinisippi Station all set up inside the gardens. It's a rail train with all kinds of miniature Rockford stuff, miniature Rockford landmarks and willow trestle bridges, Sinisippi Station Garden train exhibit. It took them weeks to set this up. It's really something special inside Nicholas Conservatory and Gardens, recurring weekly on Sunday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday. Okay, it's every day but Mondays. So that is open today. Check out Nicholas Conservatory and Gardens on the river there in Rockford. The Nutcracker is at Coronado Performing Arts Center today from 3 o'clock to 5. Tickets range from $28 to $52. Rockford Symphony Orchestra, their annual performance of the Nutcracker. Coronado Performing Arts Center starting at 3 today. Wintertime Lightscapes is brand new this year in Rockford. We plugged them last week too. Anderson Japanese Gardens open for the first time in the wintertime, and it's on Spring Creek Road in Rockford. General admission rates apply, which for adults is $11 and students $9. 10 and under are free. Experience Anderson Gardens in a brand new lights, a large portion of the garden decorated with trees wrapped in white string lights and pine trees lit with soft colored accents. And first time ever, Anderson Gardens open to the public during the winter. There is off-site parking available at the College of Medicine and a shuttle provided on Fridays, Saturdays, and Sundays. They are closed on Mondays and Tuesdays. And check that out at Anderson Japanese Gardens. And then one other thing here, as far as this weekend goes, a bowling fundraiser tonight at Park Lanes in Loves Park. Field Fastener is putting this on to raise money for the Goldie Floberg Center. 6:30 for the check-in, 7:30 starts bowling. You get pizza and pasta buffet, your shoes, and 3 games of bowling. It's $50 per pair, and it's a fundraiser for Goldie Floberg. This last Wednesday night, I want to report on this too. This last Wednesday night, In Crowd Networking Group had their annual fundraiser for Mosaic. John Berlin, Kayla Speaker from BA Salon. John owns American Eagle Insurance and JJ's Deli and runs the In Crowd. The folks at Mosaic want to thank them again profusely for supporting them this year. Pauline Zakowski from the WLM Associates coordinated and hosted the event at Stone Eagle. Landscape Connection, Medicare 411 also were big supports and helping make this possible this last Wednesday night. Thanks to everybody who attended. I wish I could have been there. I had rehearsals all week, so I couldn't make it to the event. So I missed you guys all for that. And before we get into some randoms here, you guys will find maybe some humor in this or maybe some disgust. Did you hear about the Ontario grandmother who bought an educational toy for her 15-month-old granddaughter and was shocked to find the dancing cactus swearing and singing about doing cocaine?
Oh, geez.
How many years ago was it when there was like a talking Elmo or something like that, and someone put in the wrong thing and it was saying bad jokes, it was like dirty jokes or something? Well, this one, the grandmother says, "This is not what I ordered my granddaughter." The cactus sold at Walmart website. It was an educational toy, about $26. It sings in English, in Spanish, and in Polish. And the grandmother, when she listened to the Polish lyrics, she said the cactus was singing about doing cocaine, depression, using for profanities. It was horrible. And the song that was put into this talking cactus was by a Polish rapper named Sinisippi. And he didn't even know his song was being used by this Chinese manufacturer of this children's toy.
Wow.
Walmart's, of course, removed the toy from the website. But if you get one of these, the lyrics in Polish apparently are horrible. So you don't want your children.
So the lyrics in American and in Spanish are not so bad, or they're not the same, or what?
Apparently
there
were
three
fine.
different cards in there.
Yeah, apparently they were fine. But the Polish lyrics, of course, this was a grandmother in Ontario. I'm going to assume, and maybe be wrong, I'm going to assume she speaks English and Polish, but probably not Spanish. But maybe she does, or maybe she had a friend who speaks Spanish, listen to it and find out what was actually being said. But it was supposed to be just a fun educational singing cactus. Not so much. All right, let's get into some randoms. Here we go, and see if we can expand our brain this week. 19% of all gift cards given last Christmas have not been used yet.
Huh.
Nearly 1 out of 5. So if you have I've said this before, and thankfully I haven't gotten in big trouble with my wife. When my wife gives gift cards, about 80 or 90% of the time, she needs to give them to me, or they get forgotten and lost.
Yeah.
I'm not one to waste a gift card. And I used to hold on to them a long time too, until I'd like the perfect situation to use it. Not anymore. Those last, I don't know, 5 years or so. I'm like, when I get a gift card, I'm looking for the first opportunity to use it. Whenever the first opportunity comes up, I'm using that thing. So I don't forget I've got it. So use them. Use your gift cards.
We have a stack there.
In-store traffic.
We have a lot of jobs.
In-store traffic for Black Friday was down 28% this year from 2019 levels, not last year, from 2 years ago before COVID. So Black Friday, as a craziness as it had become, has apparently possibly come to a bit of not a screeching halt, but a definite slowdown. Down over 28% from 2019 levels. If you're putting up Christmas lights everywhere and you haven't switched to LED lights, here's an argument for doing that. Money Magazine says if you're running 10 strands of Christmas lights 8 hours a day for the month of December, you're probably going to hit your electric bill with about a 72 cent increase if you're using LED lights. If you're using regular mini bulbs, it'll be about $7.20 for 10 strings of lights, 8 hours a day throughout the month of December. So about 10 times as much. It might be worth switching to LED lights if you haven't done so yet.
Yeah. Brought to you by the LED Light Sales Department.
There you go. Don't know who they are. But Money Magazine reported that. Jane Austen, the author Jane Austen, did you know she was fond of brewing beer? Who knew?
Didn't know.
This is fun. A company called Crash Baggage. They make luggage that comes pre-dented. That way, when your luggage gets tossed by the package handlers, you won't be upset. So if you want, this is like distressed jeans, only it's Crash Baggage. It's a real company. Okay, Disney needs to get some new ideas. And here's some proof. Star Wars and Marvel Cinematic Universe movies. The Star Wars series or universe has 16 film and TV projects in the pipeline, including a new trilogy and spin-offs for popular characters like Boba Fett and Obi-Wan Kenobi. 16. If you think that's a lot, check this out. Marvel Comics, Marvel Cinematic Universe, just recently released its 26th film, which was Eternals. They premiered its 5th TV series called Hawkeye, and there are over 20 projects planned for the next 2 years, just tied to Marvel. Yeah, it's time for some new ideas, Disney. That's all I'm saying.
I've seen 0 of them.
Have you? I've watched some Marvel stuff. I do like some Star Wars stuff, but it's too much now. It's just too much.
Well, okay, it is too much. You're right. The problem for me though is I just don't get into that kind of stuff.
No.
Now, if you had Back to the Future and you were on your 26th, 27th one, it might be too much for me. And I'm a huge Back to the Future fan, my favorite movie of all time. So,
all right. I need to unmute Joann here and ask you to unmute. Here's our last thing.
I'm still noisy over here. So,
well, I need your input because
okay.
For the last random this week, would you rather take a stroll through an online gallery with over 99,000 gifts? This is completely random. It takes you page by page, and each page has anywhere from 5 to like 12 gifts that are just random. Or would you like to see a rescue cat that was born with 4 ears? Random gifts, a few pages of completely random gifts, or a rescue cat with 4 ears.
With 4 ears?
That's what it says.
Which one was it? The big one?
All right, we'll take the cat.
I don't think that they have another pet, so that'll be okay.
You're up with the cat, Tom?
Yeah.
Sure.
All right. I hope this link works now because that would really be a bummer if I said
it's kind of a 2-headed cat.
Well, I'm going to show you here in a second because I got to skip the advertisement though first. And ladies and gentlemen, I present to you Spotlight. Continue. And share screen. That's what I want to do. Share screen. Here we go.
Oh my goodness.
Wow.
A cat with 4 ears.
Poor baby.
Looks like Baby Yoda.
So is it truly 4 ears, or is it just kind of a genetic thing where those little nubs grow bigger than normal? You don't want to keep playing and then get a good spot to pause it on.
He looks cute. I feel like I'm shouting because
It's a beautiful cat. Yeah, she's a beauty. They're saying 4 ears. It kind of looks like it's just the two nubs grew longer than most grow. Little nubbies on the edges of the ears, which yeah, I don't know that those are actually ears with eardrums.
Because they don't look complete.
Yeah. All right, so
Maybe those are horns.
there's your winner right there. Whoops. But I have to take you through some of this gallery too, because it's just too darn good. This is all right. Share the screen. Share the screen. Share the screen. So this is called Welcome to the Gift Gallery. 99,969 gifts are in this gallery. There's 8 in this room, and there's a little door to take you to the next room. So in this room, you got this random stuff. When you click on the door, it makes a door noise, and then takes you to another random room. This one's called the Brooklyn Mohair Room. It even has some music. Merry Christmas gift. Oh, there's the door. What's in the next door? Oh, it's the Brid Harvey room. Hi, Brid Harvey. How quirky fun is this? This is quirky fun. Click the door. Welcome to the Dalila Reagan room. There's 16 gifts in this room. And I'm guessing you could probably right click on some of these and save them if you wanted to. But anyway, I just thought that was pretty fun. All right, so there's your awesome, crazy, wild randoms for this week. I hope you enjoyed that. And there you go. That wraps up our SMS info for the week. And Joann is in a very noisy, busy Paws HQ. What's that? Paws Humane Society. Puppies, puppies, puppies.
Puppies. You want to see some puppies?
We want to see some puppies.
Let me switch my thing.
Spin that around. And as always, if you need info about Paws, 815-299-PAWS is their phone number. 815-299-PAWS.
And there's a little beagle puppy. Agnes, I think her name is.
Hello,
She's
Agnes.
got shy all of a sudden. There she is.
Oh my goodness.
And then we've got a row of puppies along here.
Hello there.
So I'm going to pose.
Good pose. Train me.
Look at this
train me.
one.
I'm ready to be trained. Train me. Take me home and train me.
Yeah, they're all look to be about maybe 12 to. There's 2 in this one. I was going to move the chair. What did we see already? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. We have one more to see. Oh, they're working with that one. Oh, this is an older dog.
Looks young to me.
Well, he's a year old, but compared, or she, compared to the other puppies. Okay. No, I didn't even hear you, so. And then, of course, we have the kittens of the week that are now hiding. No, this one is the kittens of the week. I got confused. They were found at a local McDonald's. See if you don't see my shoes. So puppies, they're ready to go to their foster homes. Most of them need to be spayed or neutered, and then they'll be ready to, this is a loud one again. That's why I was on mute most of the time.
That's okay.
I like this little brown one is touched me. I like this one. It's like, can you let me out of this cage and I'll love you forever? Just
What kind of dog is that?
I don't know. It might be, he's got a face almost like a little bit like, I always hate to say the word pit bull.
Yeah. They've gotten such a bad rap, but they really are good dogs.
I know, but they also, but this one has also got a cute little face. Down from Arkansas, they've got a lot of cur mixes, which I actually looked up, and they also have a lot of hounds. So take your pick. So that's I didn't show many cats, but I showed the dogs.
All right. And I'm in the process of posting our pause
I know
of the week.
Spell check messed me up with that one.
Yep, I got it. I think I got it corrected. Okay. And
I don't know what that was. I thought I was typing, and then it changed my totals, changed both of them. Oh, and today, I've got my Santa hat on, but I will be decked out as Mrs. Claus. Will be at Village Green from 11 to 2 for Pictures with Santa. So
11 to 2.
It's another fun Christmas thing to do. And I looked up how much it costs to get your picture taken at the mall, and $10 is a real bargain.
Yes. So bring your pet, your kindly, friendly pet to the Village Green on Main.
We usually had a really successful, and they set it up really nice, and it's a little Christmas scene, and we have Santa there. So,
well, as I mentioned earlier, I was hoping to have some of the cast or directing team on the show today. Well, hopefully next weekend we'll get them on, because you got 2 weekend chances to see the best Christmas pageant ever.
I'm going next Saturday.
Yay! December 9th through the 12th, or December 16th through the 19th.
But I'm taking my granddaughter, who's only 3.
She's gonna love it.
But it's not a long performance.
No, it's about 85 minutes tops.
Okay.
And that includes like a 10-minute intermission.
Well, we're hoping she's going to make it. We've been dying to have her ready to do Christmas things with her.
I want to say the first part of the show runs about 50 to 55 minutes. And the second part between 20 and 25 minutes or something.
Okay.
Like roughly.
Well, I paid for everyone. So it's my son-in-law and daughter and me and Carolyn. So there's enough adults to take her out
And if you have to step out of the cabin stage part, you're still in an area where you're going to be able to hear everything.
It's going to still be warm.
And warm.
I'm excited. And it sounds like there's still tickets available.
There are. It's definitely sold out. It's not sold out yet, but it has definitely sold more tickets than other Starlight Tradition shows in the past. So the seating is starting to fill up. There will be probably shows that do pretty much sell out. So if the center section seating, because it's not theater in the round, but it's like theater in the horseshoe. So there are seats on the wings, which you can still see everything. You're just, you're on the side.
I think we're in one of the wings.
Yeah. So
it took a long time for my son-in-law to decide whether he wanted to go or not. So would you make up your mind so I can buy tickets?
Right. To get 4 or 5 tickets now in a center section for any show, probably just a little bit of a challenge. But there might be still some shows with those. It shows you right on the ticket purchase website what seats are still available. So
yeah,
it's a really cool thing.
Very user friendly.
Very user friendly. RVC Starlight. Look that up. and you'll find the tickets. All right, our big number of the week this week is a truly big number. It's 50 million. What do you say to that? And the answer this week is Sainsbury or syrup. Sainsbury.
What's the first word?
Sainsbury.
Sainsbury.
Sainsbury or syrup. Our current score is 7-7 in our race to 10. Tie score. Ooh. Maybe we'll go into overtime on this game where we end up as at the tie. What are we going to do then? All right.
Flip a coin. Rock, paper, scissors.
Sainsbury or syrup? Give me your answer in 3, 2, 1. Go.
Sainsbury.
Ooh, someone's getting a point and someone's not getting a point. So we go to grocery stores in the UK. All right. Amazon revealed plans to open 260 grocery stores over in the UK by the year 2025. And this is a direct threat to local grocery store chains known as Tesco and Sainsbury's. Sainsbury's is a grocery store over in the UK. So Tom gets the point this week. Syrup is the answer. Congratulations, Tom. You deserve a little bit of polka music. How about that?
Oh, yeah.
Yay, Tom.
Yeah.
Polka victory music? Oh, come on. Why are you stalling on me right now? There we go. All right. Wait, that's not polka music. It's still fun
That's
music.
the end of the show music.
That's the old end of the show music. Yeah, demand for maple syrup has jumped 21% this year, and that caused Quebec to open up their reserves. Did you know there was a maple syrup reserves?
No, I did not know that.
This is weird. There's strategic maple syrup reserves held in Quebec because Quebec supplies 70% of the world's syrup, and they are releasing 50 million pounds from their strategic reserves. How long does maple syrup last?
Well, I don't know. I would imagine it's very high sugar content, much like honey. Honey never spoils. It's the only food that doesn't spoil. And I'm not saying that. I know that syrup can crystallize. I've seen that. And honey can do the same thing. So I don't know if honey spoils or if syrup spoils. So they must know what they're doing with it. You know, they probably keep it at the right temperature or, you know, keep it vacuum sealed or something.
Well, if honey never spoils, perhaps syrup never spoils as well.
Yeah.
That's very possible. All righty. Well, there you go. There's your big number of the week. Did you get it right?
Give Tom a point.
Are you keeping score at home? That would be a fun thing to do, maybe. I don't know. Anyway.
Then you can pretend to go out to breakfast with us.
Hey, yeah.
There you go.
Virtually attend breakfast with us. How fun would that be? I'm looking for something and I can't find it, so I guess I pass. All right.
The dogs are starting to howl. Oh.
Well, remember, friends, you change the world when you help one person, so be a blessing to someone this week. We'll meet you back here next week for another edition of your Saturday morning Stateline show. Thanks, guys.
Bye-bye.
Bye.